I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I was able to pay off $14,219 in debt in just 6 months, by doing the opposite of what most financial experts told me to do. You're probably like me, stuck in a cycle of minimum payments, feeling like you're getting nowhere. I know I was. I had $4,500 in credit card debt, $6,200 in medical bills, and $3,519 in student loans. It was overwhelming. Every month, I'd send in my payments, but the balances seemed to barely budge. It was like throwing money into a black hole. But here's the thing, I wasn't just paying the minimums. I was also trying to follow all the usual advice, cutting back on expenses, cooking at home, canceling subscriptions. And yeah, it helped a little. But not enough. That's when I stumbled upon the debt snowball method. You know, where you pay off the smallest balance first, while making minimum payments on the rest? It sounded simple, but it felt counterintuitive. I mean, shouldn't I be tackling the debt with the highest interest rate first? By the end of this video, you'll understand how I actually made it work and how you can apply the same principles to your own debt. I'm not a financial expert, but I've lived through this, and I want to share what I've learned. I remember reading about a woman who paid off $30,000 in debt using the debt snowball method. She was a single mom, working 2 jobs, and still managed to pay off her debt in just 2 years. Her story inspired me to try it out for myself. The first month was tough. I had to make some serious sacrifices, no dining out, no movie nights, no shopping sprees. But I was determined to make it work. I started by listing out all my debts, from smallest to largest. The credit card balance was the smallest, so I focused on paying that off first. I made the minimum payments on the medical bills and student loans, but I threw every extra penny I had at the credit card debt. It wasn't easy. There were months when I had to choose between paying extra on the debt or taking a weekend trip. But I kept my eyes on the prize, financial freedom. And slowly but surely, the balances started to drop. The credit card debt was the first to go, followed by the medical bills. And then, the student loans. Looking back, I realized that the debt snowball method wasn't just about paying off debt, it was about building momentum. Every time I paid off a balance, I felt a sense of accomplishment, a sense of pride. And that's what kept me going. So, what's your biggest debt right now? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to hear your story. If you're struggling to pay off debt, you're not alone. Millions of people are in the same situation, feeling overwhelmed and unsure of where to start. But I want you to know that it's possible to take control of your finances, to pay off your debt and start building wealth. The key is to find a method that works for you, and to stick to it. Whether it's the debt snowball, the debt avalanche, or something entirely different, the important thing is to find a system that you can commit to, and to make progress, no matter how small. And hey, if this video has helped you in any way, hit that like button. It tells me to keep making content like this, and to keep sharing my story. If you know someone who's struggling to pay off debt, send them this video. It might just be the push they need to get started. And finally, if you're ready to take your finances to the next level, check out my next video, How to Invest in Index Funds on a Budget. It's a game changer, trust me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's dive deeper into the debt snowball method and explore some specific strategies that can help you pay off your debt faster. For example, did you know that by paying just $100 extra per month on a $2,000 credit card balance with an 18% interest rate, you can save over $1,300 in interest payments and pay off the debt 5 months sooner? That's a significant difference, and it's all because of the power of momentum. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about the debt avalanche method? Isn't that a better approach? And yes, the debt avalanche method, which involves paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, can be a great strategy for some people. However, the debt snowball method has one key advantage: it provides a psychological boost. When you pay off a smaller debt first, you get a sense of accomplishment, a sense of pride, and that's what keeps you motivated to keep going. For instance, let's say you have two debts: a $1,000 credit card balance with a 20% interest rate, and a $5,000 student loan with a 6% interest rate. Using the debt avalanche method, you would focus on paying off the credit card balance first, since it has the highest interest rate. But with the debt snowball method, you would focus on paying off the smaller debt, the $1,000 credit card balance, first. And once you've paid that off, you can use the money you were paying on that debt to attack the larger debt, the student loan. Another strategy that can help you pay off your debt faster is to use the 50/30/20 rule. This rule suggests that 50% of your income should go towards necessary expenses like rent, utilities, and groceries, 30% towards discretionary spending, and 20% towards saving and debt repayment. By following this rule, you can ensure that you're allocating enough money towards debt repayment and saving, and that you're not overspending on non-essential items. In my case, I was able to allocate 25% of my income towards debt repayment, which allowed me to pay off my debt much faster. And I did it by making some significant lifestyle changes, such as cutting back on dining out, canceling subscription services, and selling some of my unwanted items online. I also took on a side hustle, freelancing as a writer, which allowed me to earn some extra money and put it towards my debt. Now, I know that paying off debt can be a long and difficult process, but it's worth it in the end. And to stay motivated, it's essential to track your progress and celebrate your successes along the way. For example, you can use a debt repayment spreadsheet to track your progress, or you can join a debt support group to connect with others who are going through the same experience. In fact, a study by the American Psychological Association found that people who track their progress and celebrate their successes are more likely to achieve their goals, including paying off debt. And another study by the National Foundation for Credit Counseling found that people who have a support system, such as a debt support group, are more likely to stay motivated and pay off their debt. So, if you're struggling to pay off debt, don't be afraid to reach out for help. Talk to a financial advisor, join a debt support group, or seek out online resources and communities. And remember, paying off debt is not just about the money. It's about taking control of your finances and building a better future for yourself. For example, let's say you have $10,000 in credit card debt, and you're paying 20% interest on that debt. If you pay just $500 per month, it will take you 24 months to pay off the debt, and you'll pay a total of $14,314, including $4,314 in interest payments. But if you pay $1,000 per month, you can pay off the debt in just 11 months, and you'll save $3,109 in interest payments. That's a significant difference, and it's all because of the power of paying more than the minimum payment. Now, I want to share a personal story with you. When I was paying off my debt, I had a friend who was also struggling to pay off her debt. She had $20,000 in student loans, and she was paying 6% interest on that debt. She was feeling overwhelmed and unsure of where to start, but I encouraged her to use the debt snowball method and to make some lifestyle changes to free up more money in her budget. And within 6 months, she had paid off $5,000 of her debt, and she was on track to pay off the rest of her debt within the next 2 years. That's the power of taking control of your finances and making a plan to pay off your debt. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Take the first step today, and start building momentum towards a debt-free future. You got this. And hey, if you're feeling motivated to start paying off your debt, I want to give you a challenge. For the next 30 days, I want you to track your expenses and see where your money is going. Make a budget, and allocate 20% of your income towards debt repayment and saving. And then, use the debt snowball method to pay off your smallest debt first, while making minimum payments on your other debts. You can do it, and I'll be cheering you on every step of the way. In fact, I want to share a success story with you. A few months ago, I received an email from a viewer who had paid off $50,000 in debt using the debt snowball method. She was a single mom, working 2 jobs, and she was determined to pay off her debt and build a better future for herself and her family. And within 3 years, she had paid off all of her debt, and she was on track to start building wealth. That's the power of taking control of your finances and making a plan to pay off your debt. And I want to encourage you to do the same. You can do it, and I'll be cheering you on every step of the way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.